Good morning, students. Today actually we'll try to have the first practical, that is based on the interfacing of DHT sensor. Already we have discussed how to interface the DHT, that is the pin numbers of DHT, and about the Arduino board. So here I am having a board which is available in our laboratory. So this board, if you really check, I will just zoom one by one the parts. So this one here you can observe, it is our Arduino Uno board, and you can just check the pins which we observed, right? So here this is actual IC, and here you could find the data pins. Just check. So here these are the data pins, right? 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 and up to 0. These are the data pins. There is one pin which is a ground and the reference. If you go down, here you will be having some of the pins which are now you can read it correctly. It is A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5 at the bottom, right? This is the analog pins. Here we are having a input V in, ground, two ground pins are there, one 5 volts is there, one 3.3 volts is there. This is a reset and IO reference. So this is about the Arduino board. Now as you can see here, it is a USB. I can directly connect USB here to the from the computer. Fine. Now when I am talking about the DHT sensor interfacing, I should have a sensor with me. So now since we are having some development board with us, so this is a development board which is here, it is called as a sensor board, and this completely is a sensor board. Now there are many sensors, many LEDs, many switches, then many other devices are available, but now since we are just interested in this DHT sensor, so this is the blue one is nothing but the DHT sensor. So if you observe below this, you will be finding 3 pins. It is having actually 4 pins. In that, the one pin, third pin is not used, okay, and the one pin is VCC, one pin is ground, and one pin is data. So what is your aim? Our aim is, I am just going to have a connection of this pin, connection of this and to the Arduino board. Is it fine? So first of all, I need to interface these two things together. Now if I just check here, this is the DHT sensor, and if you just observe, let me show you. The actual the pin mapping, right? So with that development board we have got the pin mapping. So now I am just concentrating on the sensor board pinout, and here you could observe for the 11, it is written as a DHT 11. It means that the data pin of the DHT sensor is taken out, and it is called as a pin number 11 as far as this sensor board is concerned. So right here, you just check, right here you will be getting the pin number 11. Is it fine? So this is pin number 11. So in short, if I connect this pin number 11, okay, to Arduino, whatever sensor value will sense the data, I will get it on the output at the pin number of the Arduino. Clear? So in Arduino now, I am selecting the pin number 7, that is C. Just check here. This one is a pin number 7. Got it? This is a data pin D7. So what my connection will be? from the DHT output, right? From the DHT output, right? I am connecting one wire, okay, which I am connecting it to the data pin D7. This will be your first connection. Okay. As far as the DHT sensor VCC and ground pins are considered, okay, I need to connect the ground pin of this and the VCC of this, okay, to this board itself. Now on this board, okay, there are okay, let me check. The VCC and ground pins are taken out. Yes. Okay, is it okay? Fine. You are having, if you can observe, it is a plus 5 volts. So all these pins, all 1 2 3 4 5 pins are for the plus 5 volts. It is for a ground. This section is for 3.3 volts and then this section is for minus 5 volts. So now for the sensor we will be requiring a 3.3 volts supply and the ground pin. So it is already taken, it is okay, already connected internally. This 3.3 volts is already connected to the sensor VCC and the ground pin is also connected to the ground pin of the board. Now this board is, we are going to connect through the Arduino supply only. So what do you mean by this? This is a, the from USB, from PC you are connecting a USB cable and your board will be getting a 5 volt supply. But if you really check here, I am getting a 3.3 volts also. There is a pin connection where I am getting a 3.3 volts supply also. So what you are doing now, you are just taking one wire 3.3 volts, okay, to the 3.3 volts of the डेव्हलपमेंट बोर्ड, दॅट इज अ सेन्सर्ड बोर्ड. त्यामुळे आर्डिनोची 3.3 वोल्ट्सची जी पिन आहे दॅट यू आर कनेक्टिंग टू द सेन्सर बोर्ड 3.3 volts. Similarly for this ground I am taking a ground of a Arduino board. Okay, this Arduino board ground I am connecting to the ground pin of a sensor board. Is this fine? So these two connections now we are making as far as the sensor connections is concerned. So this is ground and plus VCC and the DHT sensor pin number 11 that I am connecting to the pin number 7 D7, right, of Arduino Uno. Is this fine? So let me explain this with the connection diagram, that is actual diagram. So this will be your diagram. I hope it is clear. So this is Arduino. As I said, it is having ground pin plus 5 volts, ground pin and 3.3 volts and D7. So D7 I am connecting it to the DHT sensor data. The ground pin of this I am connecting to the ground pin of DHT sensor through that sensor board now, and VCC I am connecting to 3.3 volts which is already present on the Arduino board. So this is about the sensor connection. The data pin I have connected to the data 7 D7. Is this fine? Now as far as the sensor is concerned, as I told, I am having two options to print the output. I can directly use a serial terminal. So we'll afterwards, after this demo, we'll be directly opening the Arduino IDE. There you can have a serial terminal. So there you can observe the output. Another option is you can display the output on the LCD. As it is mentioned in our syllabus index, right? So your output, you are going to print it, okay, on the I2C LCD board. So just check the connections of I2C LCD. Now this LCD is having actually one IC which is having a interfacing of I2C, and those 8 data lines of LCD. Now I am just dealing instead of 8 with this SDA and SCL. So just check. Now this I2C LCD module will be having only 4 wires, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In that 2 are ground and VCC and remaining 2 are SDA and SCL. Okay. Now if you really check the I2C LCD .h file, there you will get the information, this SDA and SCL line, how I am interfacing with the Arduino board. So I will show you that file also, where it is mentioned that for the Arduino Uno board, typically based on which version of Arduino you are using, these pin connections will also change. So when I am using SDA and SCL for I2C LCD, this SDA line, right, SDA line I need to connect to the analog 4 input of Arduino, and SCL line will be for the A5. So he connection जे आहेत आता. Okay, what about ground? Ground you are connecting it to the Arduino board, and VCC, your LCD is working with 5 volts. So the 5 volts terminal on Arduino will be connecting to the VCC of your I2C LCD board. So the first part of the sensor already I showed you on the board. Now let us check this part on the board. Now this is your Arduino board. As I said, this 3.3 volts. Okay, we have already used. Now I am requiring 5 volts. Yes, it is a 5 volts and ground. I am directly connecting to the 2 wires of this LCD. Just check, this is LCD only, but if you really check below this LCD, okay, below this you are having the I2C interfacing chip. So only 4 wires I am observing at the output: ground, VCC, SDA and SCL. So actually when you really physically check it, below this, okay, below this there is a connector, and if you can observe, this is a connector right there where the 4 pins are taken out. So ground I am connecting to the ground of the Arduino. VCC I am connecting it to the 5 volts on the Arduino. SDA pin I am connecting to the which pin? It is a A4, and SCL will be to the A5. Fine. So this means connections if we are doing, then as far as the interfacing is concerned, we are done with the circuit diagram of the DHT sensor interfacing with Arduino board using I2C LCD display. Fine. So I will stop this video.